Okay, so welcome back to BitID Studio. So in this video, we are going to set up Unreal Engine source code build. That is, we are going to build it from source that can be downloaded from GitHub. And this is a requirement if you want to build dedicated servers or if you want to edit the engine code itself. But I believe mostly people are going to build dedicated servers, and that's why they are following this video. So you can directly skip to that part if you just want to follow that. But we have an announcement. We are working on Unreal Engine Neo, which is launching on 25th January. That is just 7 days from now. So if you're watching after that, then yep, you can just go on our website, upload the build, and you will get the dedicated server build. And yeah, the service is completely free. More information will be provided as soon as we launch the website, and it has a hell lot tools, a hell lot plugins, and the cost will be covered by Patreon subscriptions. So consider supporting us on Patreon, and thank you. Let's continue. The first thing that we require is Visual Studio Community version, and we are going to install the Visual Studio Community 2022. So you can just download it and just press, and it will ask for some security permissions. You can just set them to yes, and just install the Visual Studio installer. Then we will have to configure a few properties which we need to download for it to run. We already have Visual Studio Community 2022 in our PC, so that's why it's showing an update. But I will show you what all we need to modify and have in our Visual Studio. So I will just press on modify and show you. So we need no, not this one. Yeah, universal Windows development and desktop development. And if you are going with mobile, then also that, and game development. On the right hand side bottom, you would be able to see all the things. So one more thing that we require is let's go to individual components and scroll down. That is the net framework. We require 4.62 and 8.1, both the targeting packs and normal packs. And we also require one more thing, that is Windows 11 and 10 SDK. As of course we are going to build Windows games, then we require the SDKs. Yeah, this. So we have 2, 10, and you can install just one. It's fully dependent upon you. Next, we need to log in into our Unreal Engine account, and then just go to personal, and then we need to go and open our apps and connections and accounts and connect our GitHub account. So we will just go open, and yeah, remember you must be logged in into GitHub already before pressing this button. So as soon as I press, it will ask me to log in again in my Epic account for some weird reason, but we will do that. And you already need to be logged in into your GitHub account, or it will ask you again, and that's a lengthy process, and it a few times breaks in between. So I suggest you must be logged in before you do this process. So as on the top you can see, I already have a GitHub tab open and I'm already logged in. So yeah, let me just log in, save. And now it's asking a security code. It's just 2-factor authorization. I will just enter it. Just give me a minute. Tick 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 tick. Yeah, I got the code. Continue. Now it will just ask me again for linking my GitHub account. I will just press on GitHub, link account, and it will open up the GitHub login screen if you have not already logged in. But I already had the login, and I also connected it before once, so that's why it didn't show me that screen. But now I have my BitID Studio account linked up to GitHub. Now you will also receive an email which says Epic team added you to this Epic Games team account. You also have that link to that. So this is the link, and we can just go to repositories and see the Unreal Engine repo. So this is from where we download the Unreal Engine version. Now there are all the versions from 4.1, and you can download any. We would be going and downloading 5.1, that is the latest version, and just select. And you can even use GitHub desktop, but we can just directly download the zip. If you have GitHub desktop, that's the best option. But I usually download using basically this tool, that is the download zip thing. Now after this is downloaded, you can just right click and extract that. So it says extract here. Now I usually suggest to keep it in the C folder directly, so that it doesn't, like, you have a final location for the engine. So either you can put it in the C folder, don't put it belong the binary build, that is the one which you download from Unreal Engine's library, because then it will ask for some weird permissions. So I usually suggest just to keep that in C drive directly, or in some document folder or some D drive, not the D drive, because it will take a lot of time in building then. And yeah, now we can just, you will find a lot of files. We can now just go to setup.bat and run it. It will install all the required dependencies for this. So it's about 12 GB, so you must have great internet. And the screen you're just seeing is running at 20 times. So it took about 8 minutes to download everything with 24 Mbps per second speed. So yeah, you will have to check the internet speed in your connection. I will be back in a snap. Okay, so after this is downloaded, it will show you that it is installing some prerequisites. So don't close the window now, just wait for a second. After it says done, just wait. It will install some prerequisites and it will ask for some security permissions. Just give it. It will install those things, and then you can just, as soon it will close itself. Don't close, like, don't push close it. And if you don't have something, like you don't have some Visual Studio dependency which it requires, it will give you an error here, and you can just directly go to Visual Studio and install that. Now the next thing is we need to generate the project file. So just run this generate project files.bat. Again, if it doesn't find some file, it will give you an error that you need to install this thing, and you can just directly go and install that tool or that modification. So it says build succeeded, and it will just generate the Visual Studio files. Yeah, now we can just directly open our UE5.sln. I will open it with Visual Studio 2022. You can even use, if you are using Rider, open it with Rider. That's the best thing, but currently we are using Visual Studio 2022, so we are going to use that. Some notification, yeah, and here it says some required permissions, something like was not up to the scale, so I will just set okay. So Visual Studio like identifies that this file is using some dependency which is not installed and or must be like downgraded, even though I have the current thing, so it will like upgrade itself. Also it will give you like the for .NET framework which we talked about, it will also give you an error for that. So that too, it will install itself, just as we see about. Yes, as you can see, it says install, and you can just press on install and it will install this thing. Build tools, just permission. And yeah, done. It will take just a minute to install this. Okay, so now the project itself opened. So just you can just now right click and just press on build. Never press on rebuild until you want to wait for 8 hours. So if your PC is slow, this thing will take time, will take a lot of time. So that's why we built Unreal Engine Neo, but because building this will take about 8 to 9 hours if you have a decent device, and more than 3 days if you have a very potato device. So I asked officially, like asked on Discord how many people have, like what time it did take. So the average was about 19 hours because most people that join are those like asking for help. So yeah, I asked them for help. Anyways, this process will take time, so be patient. It has like 5,000 tasks to build. And if you want to know how much time it did take for mine, it took 30 minutes. It's very low because I just recently got a new build, and as you can see on the screen, you can just go, the company which built my computer has this video up, so you can just go and watch that if you want to see which build I have. It's a 4090 build. Yeah, like really nice. So I will be back as soon as this build completes, and thank you. Okay, so the build threw in a few two errors. Now these are some strange errors. So if like I think it did not get some enough resources to build this. So it's easy, you can just right click this UE5 again and just press on build. So don't press on rebuild, never, build always. So what build does is basically it will only build those things that are required. So it only built 600 tasks. This is not speed forwarded by 20 times, it's just 10 times. And as you can see, it says build succeeded. So congrats, now you have Unreal Engine source build. One more thing that we still have to do is we need to go to engine, binaries, Win64, and we have to find some Unreal register tool which will register this Unreal Engine, like Unreal Engine, what do we say? This source build of Unreal Engine as a directory. So whenever you right click a project for changing the engine version, this will also be shown. So for that you need to run a tool which will register this Unreal Engine. So we have to find that. Sorry, I don't remember the name, just give me a minute. Yeah, here we have. This is the, you can just read the name from the screen, I'm not able to. Yeah, and you can just press yes and it will just say yeah, the engine version is registered. And now we can just go to UE editor, yeah, Unreal editor, and we can just open it. Finally we have it built. So you just run it and see if it works fine. We can just now, I think, close the editor. Yeah, and yeah, firewall will ask for permissions, you can just give them. It's for internet connection, of course. So because we are opening the project for first time, it will build some shaders. This process took a minute for me, but yeah, it can take a bit longer depending upon the time it takes to build shaders on your device. And now the engine is open, so let's go and create an example project and check how it performs and how it like if it works perfectly or not. So let's go to games and choose third person. Yeah, just create. Again, it will compile some shaders which are required for this thing. And boom, that works. Congrats, you have your Unreal Engine editor ready. Now you can just pack dedicated servers. If you don't know, then we already have a video on our channel which will teach you how to pack dedicated servers. And we even have epic online services, play fab videos. So yeah, you can use different services with this and play with the editor itself. And yeah, consider subscribing to our channel and also supporting us on Patreon if and only if you can. And we are open to help you on Discord. Yep, that's free. We every day help a lot of guys and we are just happy to help. So yeah, consider joining Discord also, and meet you in the next one. Thank you.